Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you very much for listening to this YouTube channel. April 28th, the last trading day for the month of April. Of course, there's some window dressing, quote unquote. No? Di natin ramdam. But our market ended higher today, up 41.40 points or up 0.63% to close at 6,625.08. Value turnovers at 6.5 billion pesos. Of course, the volume ballooned as MPI announced a voluntary tender offer of 4.63. Of course, market reacted on that news and at the open of the trading session, MPI already gapped up and there's a lot of people exchanging hands on MPI and some funds clearly or some institutional investors started slowly selling their shares. And some investors na hype, bumili, lumaki yung volume. What's going on here? There's a lot of uncertainties. Uh, of course, the tender offer price is a discount to the net asset value or iba pa yung book value, 'di ba? So the book value is around 7 pesos. Uh and the net asset value is much higher than that. But of course, we want to see how the party uh third party valuators will value MPI. Uh, so iba pa yung R value niya. R value or R NAV or the revalued net asset value uh, represents the assets and liabilities which is adjusted to the estimated fair market value. Of course, the problem here is a lot of uncertainties. MPI is a holding company that has a stake in various uh, highly regulated business. Toll Road, Maynilad, Meralco, no? Everything, these three companies, kahit ang ganda niyan, it's highly dependent on the government. No to rate hike, no to like that. So, hindi that, yun, di ba? Affected sila. When MPI, when Duterte attacked Manila Water in early 2019, Manila Water went from 20 pesos to 6 pesos and MPI, which has a stake in Maynila, dropped to as low as 2 pesos and 50 centavos. Natakot na si Manny Pangilinan. That's why he wants to venture into less regulated business such as agri. No? Hands off ng mga government dyan. At least kalaban na lang dyan yung mga cartel. But toll roads rin. Ang hirap, no? So, I think in Maynilad, yung mga rate hike nila will be gradually implemented. No? So, we need to factor in this sa valuation method sa third party. Ano nila. But clearly, right now, I'm excited to see how the third party independent valuator will value MPI. Why? Uh, Basically, the price of MPI's stake in Meralco when you convert that to shares is 4.90. The tender offer price is 4.63. It's much lower than their stake in Meralco. So sinasabi mo wala ng value Metro Pacific Hospital, their toll road which will lease the next coming months, 'di ba? So I suggest PSE should assign a independent third party to do the valuation on the assets of MPI. Tapos reimburse na lang ni MPI. At least it's not funded by MPI or even Mitsui. At least that will be fair for other investors. Of course, the other investors are very angry. No? They keep on buying MPI for the past 15 years because it's undervalued. They're looking at 6, 7, or 8 pesos because that's the true value. But sabi ko, we don't buy because it's cheap. We buy because it will go up. That's two different trading strategies. Diba? Just imagine if you bought MPI at around 550 or 6 pesos because of their plans of listing their Metro Pacific hospitals, you're losing money kasi they will just tender at 4.63. Tender offer means this company will buy your shares at a much will buy your shares. No? And it's the first time that a company did this. Resorts World was listed at 10 pesos before when they were not making money. When they realized, oh, let's just uh, get all the earnings, the income, no? Masolo natin. It's tender at 5 pesos. Of course, it was backed by a third-party valuator, but the public lost money there. That's why the public, quote unquote, is losing trust in the system. No? Even Melco followed uh, followed Resorts World in delisting the shares. So although our cost in MPI is much lower, nasasayangan ako. I already made money here. No? Uh, and I'm just waiting for further news on how this will go. Of course, I'm hoping for a tender offer because when there's no tender offer, the risk for me will be much higher. Why? Remember, MPI went up because of the tender offer news. If there's no tender offer, price goes down again. Eh di wala rin, sayang lang. So, honestly, for me, kahit ayoko i-tender, I think I will tender 4.63 or even 458, 459. I plan to sell my shares na because there's a lot of uncertainty. No? I don't want to hold shares in a private company. It looks like the goal of MPI is to privatize the company and split it into several companies later on. Toll roads, Metro Pacific Hospital, etc. No? But sabi ko nga, there's a lot of issues na di natin hawak. It really depends on what they want to do with MPI. Of course, there will be a briefing on May 3 on MPI. And I expect it to be loaded. When I say loaded, investors, media will probably attend and ask questions. It's an interesting avenue to observe what's going on. Remember when PLDT was involved in a scandal late last year, yung media ayaw papasukin. I think it will be the same here in MPI. Or at least yung MPI or yung mga media doon may ano lang, may mga bodyguards, bouncers, medyo alanganin eh. So, Manny Pangilinan is making headlines the past few months for the wrong reasons, no? The LDT anomaly, MPI's tender offer, lowball tender offer. And recently, of course, the hosting of FIBA World Cup, no? So, we're slated to play against Italy, Angola. No? So, tough. Medyo mahirap yung mga kalaban natin. But, let's see. No? Go Gilas. So, anyway, inflation numbers for April is we're looking at 7% or at least below 7% sabi ng BSP. So, let's monitor that if inflation already peaked early this year. Of course, the problem with us, it's a tropical country. So when there's typhoon, expect agricultural prices to go up. No? And that's causing inflation to go up. So Manny Pangilinan is addressing this issue by producing more. No? So at least we don't rely on imports. Russia-Ukraine war is causing commodity prices to go up. Of course, sabi ko nga, Japanese investors are looking for Philippine companies to invest. SEC is looking to list more companies. So, sabi ko nga, they should talk, no? SEC and PSE is encouraging more companies to go public. But Japanese keep on buying local companies to delist. Hirap yan. Anyway, PLDT is also set to fill the positions ng CFO nila, no? Or at least the vacated positions within the next 3 months following its recent budget overrun. So, Annabelle Chua also left her position in PSE as its board member. No? So, of course, I believe there's no anomaly involved. It's just that some oversight. No? Ganun katindi kasi ang business ng telco. Very competitive that if you lag behind in terms of technology, may iwan ka. Remember, in the early 2000s, Nokia is the number one phone brand in the Philippines or at least globally. But they weren't able to adapt to the fast-changing environment. Naiwan. No? And Nokia is dead. Diba? So, yun. Kailangan na nila mag 5G, PLDT. And Globe is also dropping. PLDT is also dropping. It's a cycle. Anyway, SM will continue to expand its hotel business as tourism pick up. No? So there's more synergy between SM and its hotel business group. Conrad, Radisson, even Taal Vista, dami ng tao. So Wilcon also grew its net income by 13.1% year on year to around 962 million the first quarter of the year. No? So it's driven by higher net sales. Of course, speaking of delisting, sabi ko ano, if MPI will be delisted, you need to replace them. So it looks like the market, quote unquote, wants Bloomberry to replace MPI. But sabi ko it takes time. No? So if kundi mag-tender si MPI, then Bloom goes down. But eventually, remember, Bloomberry was removed from the index because of low liquidity. They were just trading at 7 pesos before. No? Tagal na tulog doon. Sabi ko nga, when Bloomberry started showing some recovery in their net income or at least in their performance, when at least the economy is reopening, that's the time to buy. No? And this net income that they're reporting right now is just the product or at least yung after ano na lang, di ba? Factored in na. So expect Bloomberry to rebound, especially next year when they start opening their other casino in North EDSA, in Trinoma. Dalawang casino na nila. Ganun na sa Philippines eh. When the stock is removed from the index, you accumulate it slowly. No? Tapos pag binalik sa index, sell as high as possible. No? Of course, Bloomberry will probably start going up but limited na. No? From 7 pesos to 10 pesos. No? Gumalaw na. Diba? You need to also factor in its issue uh, with its partner. No? I think it's an ongoing case sa US. But it really depends on Enrique Razon. Lakas, no? Even Apex is already 3 pesos. It's a turnaround company when Enrique Razon bought a majority stake in Apex via tender offer of its minority partners when it was just trading at 1 peso and 30 centavos yata. Sabi ko talaga may plano dyan. It's undervalued and it looks like they want more. When I say they want more, it looks like they're venturing into joint ventures, acquisitions, etc. Right now, its current capacity sobra undervalued. It's one of those beneficiaries ng weak peso and strong dollar. So they produce in the Philippines, they earn in dollars. Yan yun. Philex also posted a net income of around 388 million in the first quarter of the year. So FYI lang. Globe also some transferred, at least sold some 132 towers for around 2 billion. This is part of their deal announced last year. So in tranches and several closing dates. PLDT is also doing the same. Remember, a tower business is a depreciating asset. I think the lifespan is around 13 to 15 years. It really depends on how you book that on your accounting books. I think PLDT is maximizing. No, kaya nga minsan si PLDT, there's a one-time loss, no? Malaking impact because of accounting method, yung bigla na lang nilang isi-zero, no? Yung mga tower sales nila or at least yung tower assets nila sa books, di ba? It's depreciating eh. So sa accounting, there's what we call lifespan ng asset. You depreciate that every year. Pero sila depreciate nila isang bagsakan. Anyway, all HC Ayala Logistics also reported a net income of around 178 million in first quarter. So they're expanding into industrial parks and cold storage footprint in Batangas. So right now, everyone's doing shopping online, and there definitely industrial parks are booming. No? So even Japanese investors are looking to invest in industrial parks such as Mitsubishi. Anyway, DMC also partnered with Ashona Construction for the South Commuter Railway project, and I think they also have a new partnership in BGC for the building of Pioneer Insurance. Sila ano 'yon, Guunjeng. Ay, sino 'yun? Basta. Anyway, some good news, no? Roll back ng oil next week. Ah, Espinet now. Everyone's looking at MPI. So if you bought MPI at 450, medyo delikado. Kaya nga sabi ko, at 3 pesos and 60 centavos, basically you have a zero risk. You can tolerate kung ano man offer price nila. No, at 4 pesos, tagilid. At 5 pesos, you're already risking your money. So tama yung odds na inano natin, we discuss. No? By the way, BPI will not be pushing through with its planned return to offshore debt market announced January. So they're now looking for syndicated loan to refinance its maturing foreign denominated bonds. So if you are familiar, BPI has a maturing foreign debt of around $600 million this September, and another $300 million next year. So sabi ni BPI, they're planning to refinance just a portion of the amount as bank still has some extra funds to pay the entire debt. Now also move to now Corp, no, Belarde also moved to to transform the group into a digital service and mobile telecom provider. At least sabi niya, no. So they have a partnership with Cisco. The Double Dragon, we already discussed that. The super conglomerate who's venturing into NAIA. No? So they're planning to facelift NAIA. So let's see if BBM will approve this project. As we all know, Kevin of Megaworld is close with BBM. And with that news, super conglomerate is venturing, AGI finally broke out of its consolidation. It's now 13 pesos. It's one of those stocks na undervalued rin, but it's up to you if you want to buy that or not. No? Nagre-react lang siya sa news na, but some point, natakot siya na matanggal sa index. Why? Ang liit ng liquidity niya. No? And right now, ayan. No? So, yun. Anyway, our passcode for today is Labor Day. So, shout out to our all workers sa holiday. Rudy Salvatera, WM, Gerger, Gilbert Travisan, Abanilla, Emerson, Jerwaan, Gaming Central, Michael, Blueberry, JDN, Victor Dance, Gaming Central, Will, Jennifer, New Wave Circle, Oliver Wendelgor, Lloyd Forger, Jamie Velasco, Jason Chan, JR Frayalde, Jocelyn Alcober, ICL Real Ratio, Money Maker, and John Edison Aquino. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.